Hey guys, it's Caleb with White Metal Games here, and if this looks a little weird, it's because we're trying something a little bit new. Rather than flipping the camera back and forth, I thought I'd try a mirror for once, see how that works. So I picked up this mirror on Amazon. It's the biggest one I could find, handheld. And I thought that way you could see me, and you could also follow along, and it would be easier than me doing this. So a little less jarring, disorienting. So I know it's been a while since I've done a video, so hopefully we're going to touch on a couple things today. So let's go ahead and just get right to it. So this is the latest batch of Tau we've done recently. We have a friend in Raleigh who has a Tau army that is rapidly expanding, and he's had us do every bit of it so far, and we've been pleased. We really like the ochre color scheme, and I really enjoy painting OSL. So this has been a fun army to do. A couple things about this army that are neat is the weathering. We put weathering on all of the models to sort of show battle damage. It's faint on these ones. You have to look close. On the big one, you can see a little bit easier. You can see places like there. It's a real simple technique. It's just black with a little silver overlay, and it works really well. Obviously, the object source lighting, like on the red lenses, and on the blues, like on the shield and on the weapons. We picked up. We were lucky enough to pick up a Sotar 2020 over the Christmas season. We found through Bella Lost Souls, someone had pointed out that the Sotar, normally a $400 airbrush, was down to about $80. So we picked one up, and we've been really pleased with the results so far. It's excellent. It's super sensitive and gets us good results. So we're really happy with that. So we're glad we were able to use it on this project. This is the first project we used the Sotar 2020 on. And I really liked the way the yellow came out. It's a lot more subtle than it normally is, so it worked out really well. Okay, let's move on. Next, we've got this Reaver Titan. Now, this is an old school armor cast Reaver Titan, but we modified it quite a bit from the original model. The original model had tons and tons of battle axes all over the legs and all over the torso, and didn't have a lot of custom symbols on it. So what we did was we made a bunch of these very chaosy sort of arrows all over the place, and just put them on there and smooth them out with some gray stuff. You can see them all over the legs, different iconography. Particularly on the back here, we tried to make it more in line with the current Reaver Titan. Now, as you can see, we've tried a bunch of different techniques here. We've done some weathering, we've done some highlighting. The torso actually was originally cracked, and so we had to repair that with some resin. We've also done some object source lighting here on the eyes, here on the plasma. It's the first time we'd ever done red plasma, so we went with a sort of a pinkish magenta glow for the plasma, which I really like. I think it came out pretty good. So yeah, overall it's a fun model. The missile launcher is custom. It's actually magnetized, so as you can see, it'll twist around and wobble. It actually does come off in case the client, in this case, ever manages to buy the actual armor cast missile launcher, which is now out of production. So we got lucky and looked in our bit box and found something for that. We got to experiment with gold a lot on this model, which was a lot of fun. We had never done a lot of gold highlighting, so that was a nice thing to try out. We also did a lot with metallic highlighting, which is a real challenge. We enjoyed that quite a bit. And down here on the bottom, might be one of the things I'm most proud of, if I can tell the camera up. Here we go. So originally his chest codpiece had a big old battle axe there, battle axe. So we modified that with this big old chaos icon, and then we added this crucified marine kind of hanging down on the bottom there. Which I think came out really good. I really am pleased with them, and I think the Blood Angel Red really clashes nicely, gives sort of a Christ-like motif, clashes with the black really well. So overall, I'm pleased with this project. I think it came out really good, and I'm excited for the client to finally get a hold of this guy and to finally be able to put him to good use. So we'll see how that goes. So what else can I show you in the workshop today? Well, let's take a quick gander around, see what we can see. So obviously the orcs are, the Necrorks are coming along well. As you can see here in this, here's some close-up models. This is what we're calling the Tesseract Arc. Now you can use it as an Annihilation Barge in normal games, but in most games, if you want to use Forge World models, you can count it as a Tesseract Arc. He was fun to build. We're still working on this. We got to cover up the shell to make it look more like metallics, but it'll be fine. So that's coming along well. We got tons more guys we're working on here. We're counting the cyborgs as they're going to be counted as wraiths, since they move sort of through cover, kind of beast-like, the same way wraiths do. So that's going to work out well. I'm excited about that. We've just got tons and tons of stuff coming along. This is an annihilation barge that we have to orcify. We've left the riders off because we're going to orc them up, and we're going to, of course, orcify the barge, magnetize the bottom of this thing. As I get older, I find the need for magnetization is a real constant because I'm not for sure about the options I'm going to use on my models. So I find that I need to use magnets more and more. Fortunately, it gives you a lot of practice, so you get good at it. These we're counting as tomb blades in the Necrork list. They're sort of a stap that we modified from a war bike, obviously heavily converted, but uses mostly war bike bits. And then in orc armies, if you want to play as an orc army, you can play it as a death copter. With a buzzsaw there at the bottom, we put a buzzsaw on one of these. We've got to add the weapons on still, but those are also going to be magnetized to give you a few options. So that'll be a lot of fun. A bunch of wolf stuff for the Wolf Brothers army we're working on. So that's coming along well. Our regular workbench over here is kind of a nightmare right now. We've got a bunch of projects that are kind of in the works. And let's see. We've got some Tyranids. We're starting to put together a new Tyranid list. So we picked up some Tyranids on eBay. And we're going to convert those up. So, you know, tons going on. You know, busy in here. So hopefully the next update will be a little more organized. Right now my thoughts are kind of scattered because I've been painting for 3 days on 80 zombies and I'm just wiped. But hopefully the next update I'll have you some better updates and some more stuff going on, and you'll be able to catch up on what we're working on here. So until then, put your minis where your mouth is.